E aí pessoal, beleza? Bom, hoje tô aqui para mais um vídeo da série de Genshin Impact. Vamos continuar, né? Se você quiser ver essa série desde o início, eu vou deixar um card aqui em cima. Na descrição do vídeo
Let's
tem o
go find
link
some
pro Discord
treasure.
do canal, se você quiser entrar. Se puder, se inscrever no canal e ativar o sininho, ajuda demais. Beleza, pessoal? É o seguinte, fiz as missões, vamos pegar aqui o prêmio. Bora resgatar. Tá aí, ó. Temos resina, muito bom.
Oh,
É,
ow!
temos
Where did that
também,
come from?
quer dizer, no caso, hoje nós vamos continuar a missão que a gente começou no vídeo passado. Na verdade, a gente começou essa missão tem um tempão, né? A Imovível Deusa e a Eutimia Eterna. Agora, na verdade, é o capítulo, né? Aí vem algumas missões. Tratar bem aqueles com boas intenções, certo? A gente já falou com a Kurusawa e ela falou pra gente ajudar 3 pessoas, né? No vídeo passado nós ajudamos uma pessoa ou duas. A gente ajudou duas, né? Falta só mais uma. Como o samurai que perdeu sua visão ficou preso em um mar de problemas causados a ele pelo povo. Ah, esse aqui ainda é do samurai, então a gente tá meio que no meio da segunda pessoa, né? A primeira pessoa a gente já ajudou, estamos no meio da segunda e tem a terceira. Vamos seguir, temos que falar com o samurai Kurosawa. Ele ajudava o povo aqui, né? Com o próprio dinheiro dele ele comprava os negócios. Ele tá fazendo ali, ó. E aí, cara? Você gastava seu próprio dinheiro, meu parceiro? Que isso, hein? Lá dele.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
Na verdade, você conta seu encontro com os ladrões de tesouros e a
That
tenda.
just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Isso aí.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was?
Pelo jeito, sim.
I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
Se importa se eu der uma olhada?
This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone.
Essa espada dele aí, aquela mulher lá da loja falou que é muito
No matter
importante,
how
muito
hard I try
valiosa.
to remember,
Essa
all
espada
I
que ele tá
can
usando
remember
aí.
now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed before he passed away, and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hill. Can you recognize the words?
As palavras são virtude e justiça.
virtue and somehow those two words seem to explain taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition, but what use of virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need, and look how the Tenryo Commission seized my vision, and the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade.
Você é uma pessoa boa, cara.
A good person,
Né?
yet I'm equally unable
Pô,
to be
acabei de falar,
bad.
ele falou que... Enfim.
I don't know what to do with myself.
Sou incapaz de ser pessoa boa. Como assim, cara? Que você é uma pessoa boa. Mas sou igualmente incapaz de ser pessoa má. Eu não sei o que fazer. Acabei de falar dele, ele falou ali, ó. Loucura.
Yet another troubled soul. when we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Sim. Perderam a visão.
Yeah. Seems like losing all ambition is a Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Beleza, então a gente vai resolver isso aí. A gente já resolveu no caso, né? Exatamente. Com a própria grana lá do Toma lá. O pessoal lá é rico, é a mulher lá. Estamos aqui, estamos ajudando as pessoas por causa daquela mulher que pediu. Então é ela que pague o negócio aí, na verdade. Procure pela próxima pessoa que teve sua visão tomada. Tá ali, ó. Que loucura. Bora. Quem é a terceira pessoa? É você? É o espadachim, isso aí, ó. O maior espadachim do mundo. Será que ele tem cabelo verde?
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just
É porque ele
because he's
perdeu a
been
visão, por isso que ele tá
possessed,
assim.
that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Possuído? Como assim, cara? Ele só perdeu a visão, cara.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether
Salvei
you're
Mondstadt.
trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately!
Ei, irmão, dá um tapa na cara dele.
Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
Ai, ai, ai. Cara, estou me cagando.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Estamos aqui para nos tornarmos discípulos.
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he...
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here.
Eu salvei Mondstadt.
Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on... You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take...
Será que ele foi
on any
possuído mesmo? Eu
disciples
acho
for
que
the
isso aí
time
deve
being.
ser só o efeito da visão lá que saiu dele. Podemos esperar até que ele se recupere. Não vou voltar até poder chamá-lo do meu sensei.
I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you.
Beleza.
Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard.
Não.
Though self-taught, he
Domon.
mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight.
Certo.
He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world.
Ele se inspira no Zoro? Deve ser, né? Zoro. É o
Even
Zoro.
while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away.
É, então ele já sabe que ele
Hasn't been the
perdeu.
same since.
Eles já sabem, né? Tá. Ele não foi o mesmo.
He says the strangest things over and over. And Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit.
Não, é só...
We've asked the shrine
Ele tá
maidens from the
com
Grande Narukami
amnésia,
shrine
né?
to perform, but
Ele
if
esquece
I'm
tudo.
honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself.
Ah, esse aqui tem um santuário. Tá lá em cima a casa, ó. Tem um negócio lá sinistro.
Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Vamos ver. Esse sintoma eu não conhecia de possessão depois de perder a visão. Aguarde até o início da cerimônia de exorcização. 6 da tarde, 6 da noite. Então, peraí. Primeiro, conquista. Temos aqui a princesa por trás das cortinas. Temos aqui. Temos que acabar com eles de uma vez por todas. Aqui. Botão de rosa, quebra o escudo do feiticeiro Cryo. Por enquanto é isso. Então a gente tem que adiantar aqui a hora. Até às 6. Assim tá bom, né? Vamos ver. A gente vai ter que subir lá em cima. Vai ser maneiro se tiver que subir lá em cima. Naquele negócio lá. Fale com o Júnior, tá aqui. Bora.
So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei one of
Ele foi levado pra lá?
When Nanako was attending to him. She heard him whispering a few names when she asked him who the people were. He suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with blood. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sort. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. So the ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Então já aconteceu. Ele tá aí dentro. É esse cara aí que é o espadachim? Correu. É ele? Ele não tá deitado?
Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go.
Bora. Um velho ali. Caminho de um espadachim pavimentado com espadas quebradas. Rastreia a pessoa suspeita.
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up?
Aqui em cima mesmo?
Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
Vai lá. É por aqui.
Suspicious person sighted. That's gotta be him.
E o fujão?
How did you?
Cara, foi bem simples. Foi bem de boa.
Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than unless I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First, and what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like...
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the... I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know,
His senior? Wait.
Ele deve ser aquele cara maluco lá.
Anzai.
Anzai,
Yes,
isso aí.
that's me.
Por que fugiu, cara?
because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever
O
again.
quê?
When we were young, we trained under the same sword master, studying Meikyo Shisui art. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple.
Certo.
Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind.
Certo.
I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of make. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day. Later, I
Então o
heard that he
Domo lá é
sparred with
forte também.
Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of. After that I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down though, I still respected his. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see.
Entendi, cara, entendi.
Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming.
Vamos lá. Esse cara era o antigo amigo dele lá, que na verdade disputava. Volte para o local. Olha só, rapaz. Que maneiro. Que é isso aqui? Essa mulher aí.
You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No.
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession, and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest.
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
E aí?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news!
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive verdict.
Certo.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not
ter que subir
like
lá.
to be... I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full...
A gente vai ter que subir
Who
lá,
would have
será?
thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstood. I just mean this is Lady Yai. The head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself.
Certo.
Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best
Terei
to help
prazer em
you.
me juntar a vocês.
After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Ai. We're curious to meet her too.
É tá errado, porque foi a Shogun lá que mandou tirar as visões. E essa Lady Ai é próxima da Shogun. Então tá todo mundo do mesmo lado e a gente tá levando o cara. O espadachim, para uma das pessoas que é a favor de tirar a visão do povo. Acho que é isso. Então pode ser um problema que a gente tá fazendo aqui, mas vamos lá.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
Sim. Bora. Vá até o grande Santuário Narukami e encontre com a sacerdotisa. É lá em cima mesmo? Meu Deus do céu. É lá em cima. Como é que sobe, né? Como é que sobe? Posso vir pra cá e subir o morro aqui. Ah, tem a subida aqui, ó. Tem? Então vamos pra cá. Área nova, hein? Área nova. Área nova. Vamos com calma. É, subindo pra cá, ó. Bora. Cadê aquele koala maluco? Vai aparecer o maluco do koala. Ah. Tem que tocar. Ah, não, peraí, entendi. Eu tenho que ligar um no outro. Então, peraí. E eu faço agora? Bom, no futuro a gente pensa nisso aí. Eu quero pegar aquilo ali, ó. Pronto, vamos seguir, vai. Ah, tem um negócio aqui. Tem outro aqui. Bora. Mano, isso aqui é a rua pra subir, velho. Meu Deus do céu, como é que o povo sobe aqui? Isso aqui foi quebrado. Opa. Eu preciso disso aqui. Enfim, no futuro a gente pega isso aí. Pode deixar que a gente vai pegar. Vamos seguir a missão aqui. Opa. E o parceiro, parceiros. Tamanho da criança. Bem de sola, hein? Ele sola. Solo. Midnight Fantasma. Hoje não, parceiro. Bem de sola. Top, né? Mas eu acho que ele vai ficar aqui, hein? Morreu não. Pelo amor, viu? É claro que eu vou descer pra matar ele, galera. E aí, cara? Você não fez isso, não. Ele não fez isso, não. Ele não me enganou, não me driblou, não. Bom, vamos dar uma olhada aqui. Dá pra passar aí, filho? Dá, né? Que loucura, hein? Calma. Olha o pé, olha o pé. Olha o pé. Na ponta, na ponta. E aí, cara? Você voltou mesmo? Beira de solo, hein? Não, não, calma aí.
As you wish, mein Fräulein. This will do.
Tomou. Tomou. Ensina a rate. Cavalgue no relâmpago. Tem mó tempão que eu não olho a culinária, velho. Muito tempo. Olha o tanto de coisa pra fazer. Cozinha aí, vai. Faz aí 30, 29, né? Aqui não dá pra fazer muito. Aqui dá pra fazer, ó. Faz 6. Açúcar. Faz 30. Manteiga não, creme não, farinha. Faz isso aí. Salve pro Paulo, tudo bom? Eu peguei o item que o cara dropou. Não vou pegar o item que tava ali não. Vamos seguir pra missão, que é aqui pra cima. Eu tenho coisa pra fazer, eu joguei hoje. Boa, cara, valeu. Eu joguei hoje e peguei mais itens, galera, pra fortalecer personagem. Ela aqui, por enquanto, não peguei, porque não é o dia de pegar esse daqui. Mas eu peguei, se não me engano, pra ela. Deixa eu ver. Foi, ó, tá vendo? Então vamos aqui, ó. Melhorar tudo mesmo, a gente usa muito ela, muito boa personagem. Já tá no nível máximo esse. Já esse aqui tem que esperar um pouquinho pra conseguir. Esse aqui, na verdade, se eu for lá no menu, na síntese e transformar, vai dar pra gente fazer. Se der tempo, hoje eu faço isso aí também. Olha isso, velho. Que loucura. Olha. O que eu faço aqui, trem? É só pular e abrir as asas? Pelo jeito não. Opa. O que tem aqui? A música tá maneira, hein? Que loucura, velho. Bom, acho que eu vou ter que subir de novo, galera. Agora dá pra ir. Pulando. Tá cheio de negócio roxo aqui. Grande Santuário Narukami. Olha só, rapaz. Loucura, hein? Ponto de teleporte. Rico, e aí, Rico? Você tá olhando aí, cara?
I wish my sister could play hide and seek with me.
Eu desejo que a minha apareça. A verdade é essa, que a minha... Quer dizer, já apareceu pra nós, né? Vou encontrar com ela.
Bad one? No, let me try again.
Bom, andarilho que seria bom, hein? E eu que não vou deixar isso aí pra trás. A verdade é essa. Tem gente perguntando por que eu não uso o andarilho, galera. É só por causa do nível dele, tá? Mas assim que ele desbloquear a área dele... Cadê ele? É pra eu ver ele, é complicado. Assim que eu desbloquear a área dele,
Are you sure it has
que
to be
faz...
me?
Que eu coleto itens pra melhorar ele, aí ele vai ser um dos titulares aí do time, pode ter certeza. Ele só não é titular agora porque... Ele tá nível 40. Mas aquela árvore ali é um dragão, um bicho maluco, né? Loucura. Bora lá. Vou voltar com ela porque, né? Se tiver uma batalha louca aí, ela tá nível 70.
Behold, the
Behold.
princess endeavor.
Vai ter que dar a volta mesmo.
What? Another bad one? No, let me try again.
Chegamos. Tem que apertar alguma coisa?
Do you think that's Lady Ai? Oh, no wonder Junior is so excited. She has a really striking presence.
Essa aí é Iaê. Iaê.
Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now?
Ela está vendo a dupla que salvou Mondstadt, né?
It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me.
Ah, esse aí é o cara.
I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past gathered.
Lady Ai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally as one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament. It does nothing to prevent his descent. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped
Só
of
que eu não
one's
sabia que
ambition.
a minha ideia era essa aí, que era por causa da visão, mas vai que, sei lá, sabe, negócio de possessão aí também tinha, eu não sabia.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Ai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change?
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple? and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments?
Lady, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest sword. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others. Even those of one's closest. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters. To focus on when that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all Father. Sensei.
That's enough.
Ele.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Why did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a girl? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak.
But what if one day the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of it.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in there. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release you. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Ansai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while. Well, don't just stand there staring at me.
Deu tudo certo, então. Discípulos da técnica, agradeço a sua rotina.
Even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf.
O que estava fazendo ele sofrer era a ambição que ele tinha, mas aí ele perde a visão. E aí como é que ele vai recuperar a ambição se ele, né, esquece de tudo? Não tem vontade de viver, coisa assim, né? Não tem propósito, coisa assim. Ele tinha um propósito muito forte. Do nada ele ficou sem propósito, né? Aí aquele propósito que ele tinha, ele acabou passando para os discípulos dele. E agora os discípulos dele, que são aquela menina, né? Vão carregar esse propósito, foi o que eu entendi. Parece a melhor resolução.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for
Ih,
you.
rapaz, lá vem.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
Como assim, mulher? Quis fazer aí?
I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Como é que é? Tô sabendo não. Não tô sabendo.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really... We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report...
A mulher aí tá querendo. Deu tudo certo. Volte para comissão Yashiro e fale com o Kamisato. Vamos lá. Eu tenho um negócio aqui para pegar, né? Mas eu posso fazer depois, porque posso pular daqui lá e pegar. Vamos teleportar para cá, tentar completar a missão. Acho que é o final da missão aqui agora. Vamos ver. Deu tudo certo, mulher. Ajudei os 3 caras que você pediu. Agora eu quero ver a Shogun. Quero ver a Shogun. Cadê? Isso é cutscene, lá vem. Toma. Essa aí que é a Ayaka. Finalmente apareceu, pelo amor, hein? Demorou, hein?
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face.
Finalmente, finalmente. Cadê a Shogun? Cadê?
I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Na verdade, nós não ajudamos em nada. O dano de perder uma visão não pode ser completamente desfeito.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help
Eu pensei nisso aí, bem que não pega de volta, né? Mas aí o país proíbe, então...
Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant?
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared
Justo.
Thank you both kindly.
Mas e a Shogun?
Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions.
Espero que eles possam um dia ficar livre. Parece um destino pior do que a morte. As duas são verdadeiras. Eu espero que eles fiquem livres um dia.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the thunder's roar, lightning's flash, the wind's assault, and the rain's descent. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
Eu lhe ajudarei a lutar contra o decreto da caça.
You will?
Olha aí, eu salvando o país de novo. Como é? Eu sempre faço isso. Mas você deve manter a promessa que fez.
Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all.
Como é? Eu só quero a Shogun, tá ligado? Então eu vou ajudar você aí, pronto. Era pra me mostrar agora, né? É brincadeira.
Given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House?
Beleza, então. Kamisato, levo mais uma vez a cara de chá, beleza?
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
Falou, cara.
place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the
Cachorro.
Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land. And even to allow or deny such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not a...
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit...
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that...
Que tipo de deus é Shogun? Ninguém mais está lutando contra o decreto? Você apresentou alguma objeção? Isso aqui é interessante. Mas eu vou aqui. Primeiro meu assunto, fia. Primeiro que... né?
The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But it was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly.
Talvez ela tinha uma visão e perdeu. A Shogun, ou não? Ninguém mais está lutando contra o decreto.
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the vision hunt decree is... After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for... Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the vision hunt decree...
How can they be
Entendi.
like that?
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on...
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island, but I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree.
Você apresentou como objeção. Então, nessa ilha aí tem pessoal que tá do nosso lado. Então já é uma ajuda, né? Vamos ver se ela apresentou como objeção.
Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and they invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the shogun's decisions. They have no interest. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
Será que não foi a Shogun e sim esse pessoal aí?
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know,
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
Boa, Paimon, não perguntou sobre comida.
To be
Olha só
honest,
que evolução.
we do not.
Então ferrou. Pensa aí, Paimon. Pensa no plano aí pra nós.
What?
Pensa.
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
Isso aqui se equivale a quebrar um contrato em Liyue. Ou prender uma pessoa em Mondstadt. Isso é o equivalente.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused by this decree. For
Certo?
example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing...
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake vision?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable
Deve
from
ter
a genuine
sido para
article.
onde o Vente foi. O Vente, Barbatos.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Estamos enfrentando neste momento. Foi recentemente preso. Ih, rapaz, pegaram o chefão. Chefão das visões falsas.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed.
Ele já salvou muitos outros. É justo que ele também seja salvo.
Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be
Então
caught.
você está
That would only serve to
descarregando
cast
esse trabalho em mim.
suspicion. By no means do we intend to place the burden of... When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
Beleza, então. Vamos tentar salvar esse cara aí que fabrica visões falsas. É nóis, hein? Como é que eu saio daqui? Ah, tá. Tarumaru. Bom, é o seguinte, galera. Já tô aqui há 55 minutos. Então, vamos ver aqui. No próximo vídeo a gente segue. Beleza? A gente segue pra lá. Continuar essa missão. Com relação aos eventos, eu tô... Ó, dá pra fazer umas trocas aqui, deixa eu ver. 2. Aí eu tô com 5 agora, certo? E ainda faltam pra mim aqui 11 dias, acho que vai dar tempo da gente girar mais uma vez pelo menos. E aqui eu tô com 5 também, certo? Vou testar o zumbi, tá? Ainda tem o teste pra gente fazer, o teste aqui, né? Tem o teste aqui. Eu vou fazer, eu vou esquecer não. Já testamos 3 aqui, falta só o zumbi, beleza? É isso, espero que vocês tenham gostado. Se puder, deixar o like, muito obrigado. E até o próximo vídeo, hein?